Welcome, everybody. So I wrote up some talking points for today's LSD meeting. So, Mr. Luciano, you were the only person I wasn't able to send it to. What's your state ID?
1082.
Well, Dark, what I
Everybody
don't
grab
like,
out
I
your
don't like when
phones and
people
go into your
instantly
documents
react to
app and go all
things
the way
and be
down
like,
to
yo,
the
materials about to
meeting,
go for
or
$15. It's like, bruh,
the
based on
document
what?
to see the LSSD meeting talking points. And we'll just start off with number
Oh,
one.
Jesus.
So
Oh,
we
God.
got some fantastic
my
news from the
God.
mayor. The mayor has approved our business proposal, and now we're just waiting on the state to approve it as well. But we got the approval from the mayor. That was kind of what we were scared about, whether or not he was gonna approve it, because we thought he could, maybe have some harsh feelings towards us for some odd reason. But it seems like on that front we are good to go. Who knows how long it'll take for the state to approve us, though.
Hell yeah.
Nice. Good stuff.
Yep, so we're starting off this meeting strong with one of our, some good news. Let's start and head to the bad news. The other mechanic shops undercutting Mosley's. And as far as I can tell, it seems like we kind of have two options on that front. Option number one is lowering our prices for Mosley's to $7.50. I don't think we can go any lower than that, which means it seems like Lang will no longer be profiting the dollar per, and we'd be going back to you profiting the 50 cents per. So kind of back to like the original deal. Later down the line in our next talking point, though, we have something to make up for that.
We haven't done this yet, right? This is like a suggestion?
Yeah. These are just our options. These are just option number one, option number two.
Oh my God, I was about to lose my mind. Okay, guys, continue.
Okay. So, and then it's very important that we don't, or we keep paying our people the same amount, because CG is also going around trying to poach our LSSD people. So they want to pay our people $6 per to work for them, and we're paying $6.50. If we start paying any lower than $6.50, I wouldn't be surprised if some of our people just dipped and went to go work for CG. So
yeah, that price is never gonna lower.
Yep. And then option number two, we can kind of force these mechanic shops' hand by fucking whacking them, getting your crew, our crew, Mary's crew. I don't know, we could probably bring some other people in as well, and kind of forcing their hands into lowering or hiring repair costs and buying materials for 8 per. One is significantly more effort than the other. It really just depends how we kind of want to go about it. We can think about the pros and cons of both options, but before we come to some sort of agreement on that front, I do think I should bring up talking point number 3, and then we can go back to talking point number 2 and come to decisions.
Okay.
Talking point number 3, we really need to diversify. The fact that Mr. Lang was holding on to materials for multiple days and could not get in contact with Mosley's is not good. Now we have excess materials, which means we need a new contract.
Whoa, where's this coming from, bro?
I have been in talks with the Lumber Co., their new CEO, Wyatt, and we have come to an agreement, not for sure, but because I needed to get board approval, but he can do 8 per, and we can get a new contract going. That way, Mr. Lang, you'll still be profiting the dollar per.
Wait, when the fuck was this called Lemonless?
Anyway.
Okay.
So with that thought in mind,
is this always called Lemonless?
What option seems best to you, Mr. Lang, for the talking point number 2?
I am not sure yet. Well, talking point number 3, you mean, right?
Well, so because so I think the downside of talking point number 2 and the number 1 option of lowering our prices to $7.50 for Mosley's is the fact that you will no longer be profiting $1 per material, and you'll be profiting 50 cents instead. So now if we do a contract with the Lumber Co. for $8 per, you would still be profiting that dollar per as well. And it's lucrative and we need a new contract with all these new mechanic shops. There's going to be less volume for Mosley's. Less people are going to be going to them, which means less orders.
I don't think lowering prices is even an option here, right?
It actually is. It's just dependent on how much Lang because he'd just be profiting 50 cents instead of $1.
Right,
then
right,
we'd
right.
be still
Well,
paying our
the thing is,
employees the same
right,
amount.
right now, I do profit 50, right? Like me and Luciano, we split that dollar profit.
Oh, you split that dollar?
Yeah. 50 cents a pop.
Yep.
Oh shit, I didn't even know that.
Yeah. So it's not. It looks like $1 profit, but then it's split between me and Lush because he helps me run shit on the back end.
Nope.
But either way, I think if we start letting people dictate our prices, like this is only the beginning. It's going to start with $7.50. Next 2 weeks, they're going to want $7. Next 2 weeks, they're going to want $6.50. They're going to want $6, and they're only going to keep negotiating down. Like to me, we don't change our prices.
Yeah.
No matter to nobody. Now, obviously, if it comes to a point where, we, let's just say, for example, right? Today some shit happened. We're making no materials. Let's say tomorrow's the opposite. We're making 3x, 4x, and we're shit materials. Then yeah, we look and we assess. Listen, let's adjust prices. We're getting thousands more materials. We're not breaking a sweat doing it. Whatever is fine. We adjust it on our terms. We don't do it because somebody's asking. I just think it's going to lead us down a slippery slope to the point where it's like you said, right? If we start buying from people under you guys for cheaper, they're just going to quit.
Yeah, we can't do it at all.
There's no business
It's
there
not
at
an
that point, right?
No.
The reality
So I
is we
think,
actually want to do the opposite. We still want to keep climbing higher, right? Go $9, $10 eventually. As the economy is only growing. Think about it now, right? Like people don't think twice about paying $7, $8 per material. Back then, people would shit their. You lose their minds if you told them it was $5 per. As the economy grows, people are just gonna have more money, just fucking sit in their accounts. They want to fucking spend it on.
That
I
makes
think the
sense.
inflation's gonna hit, but I think in the immediate, like right now, to be honest, the main issue that's even brought this price up, it's really these two shops, this Milton's Mods and this Carnage.
And then
it
there's
seems
this
like,
Gearhead one as well, but I don't know what their
Gearhead's
prices are.
They've been open for 2 months. They're
Oh,
very
okay.
small, in
Okay.
Toledo, so they're not a concern. But the Carnage and the Milton, these are two MCs that are cooperating with each other to have the same pricing to specifically fuck Mosley.
Yeah, they
don't
made.
like Mosley's.
If you look at the business plan, they specifically
Yeah, I
mention
would go
Mosley's.
to that
So
link.
it's them
Yep.
two.
They are
Those
out of
two
spite
shops.
targeting Mosley's.
So there is like beef
Yes.
there as well. Then.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
and there's a lot of
Correct.
information in there that you can know what prices they're selling at. Those two mechanic shops came together and decided on prices to undercut Mosley's on purpose.
That's interesting. The fact that there's actual beef between them
Yeah.
is even more telling because now we know they definitely won't even negotiate or renegotiate or even try to match just for the
Exactly.
sake of
Exactly, yeah.
good business, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, exactly.
It's in
There's
bad
no
faith. It's all in bad
negotiating
faith.
unless you go force their hand, which is why I said had option 2 on there. It's kind of like the only option that we kind of have if we don't lower the price for Mosley's. And the thing is, that could be a temporary solution, but I do think, yeah, we do need to stay strong as well. I do kind of feel bad for them, though, but it's business.
I feel bad for who exactly?
Mosley's, to be honest, because out of nowhere, these two mechanic shops came together, were like, fuck Mosley's, and started undercutting them like fucking crazy. It's insanity.
Yeah, but that's just business, right? That's
Yeah,
something that
it
they
is.
have to deal with. Like we've had to deal with Batar, we've had to deal with Dragon, we've had to deal with Changang. Like we still have to deal with half these people. It's just a part of the business, right? Like they just need to operate smarter. The thing is as well, me and Luciano, we went and we got a repair. I think it was at Carnage.
Yeah, it
and
was
we
Carnage.
kind of went there. We were nice and pulled some info. And he buys materials at $7.50, $8 per.
Yep.
So like they're buying virtually same price as we are, but charging cheaper and still turning a profit. So
it's not
The
much,
margins
though.
are-
Not
way
a
smaller.
much big
I've
profit.
talked to them. I had a conversation with them about their margins. That's how I got their business proposal. They actually wanted to do a contract, and I just snaked a lot of info out of them. They gave me so much. They gave me their whole goddamn business proposal, and yeah, they told me their profit margins. They're making maybe about $30,000 a week, which like really isn't much in the whole grand scheme of things.
yeah, but at the end of the day, like profit is profit, and people are just going to be happy with what they'll decide themselves what profit makes them happy, right? So even like for me, right, when I tell people, listen, I can't sell this for even 50 cents cheaper, otherwise I just don't make money. They're like, well, why the fuck are you only doing this to profit 50 cents? Well, it's just profit for me. I don't give a shit. Profit is profit. Mosley's has to play that game where, yeah, they could sell for more and make more of a profit, but it's not like these guys are losing money. They're also profiting. So and then you add the whole vendetta or whatever beef they have. It's on Mary to kind of figure this out. Just as we had to figure out how to make it work with Batar, Dragon, and all these other crews, like they have to do the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think the only concern with that is if Mary just decides to wake up one day and she just says, you know what? Fuck this. I'm just out of this business.
I doubt she will. I mean, listen, you can't believe like everything you hear, right? You also have to kind of look at the facts. Okay, Mary, very successful businesswoman. They own a multitude of fucking houses in Mirror Park, own very fancy fucking nice ass cars. You know, these people make money. They aren't broke. And you know, they can complain as much as they want, but they still do this for the reason that they probably still turn a really good fucking profit. So you just can't believe everything they say, because they're always going to want the better end of the deal. It's just kind of how business goes. It's the same game that we play.
Do we know their exact profit margins?
I have no idea.
That's why I said we should do all the math on what each part costs for when it's crafted. Because we have all the blueprints. We can do all the number crunching to see what it actually is at cost, and then whatever they're charging on top. We could figure all that out.
Yeah,
Also,
we can
the
do
other
that
thing-
and then come to a decision.
The other thing with these smaller shops that I've noticed is that they don't have the supply to stay open as long as most of these anyway.
Yeah.
So it's not even like,
I mean, if you want
Like
my
this
honest
Milton's
opinion, I
mines.
think half these mechanic shops will shut down. They
yeah, they
just don't
open for like 4 hours. and then
They
they're
always
done.
do.
Yeah,
they
think
run
about
out
it.
of
Like
parts
one of these repair shops are in fucking Polito. Okay, they probably get 2 customers every 6 hours. Eventually, they're gonna be like, "Fuck this shit, I'm done." You know, like the benefit of Mosley's is everybody just kind of goes to Mosley's.
Yeah.
Mary and
That's
them
right
might
in the
tell us
center.
like the opposite, that business is bad. But I'm telling you, whenever I go down to Mosley's, there's people there. I know there's like other mechanics that kind of work there that don't work for Mosley's, but again, that's on them to kind of handle. That's not our concern at all, you know?
Plus, I see her people there pretty consistently every day. Anyway.
Yeah. So I don't think we lower,
Yeah.
no matter what they say. And if they threaten to go work with other suppliers, you know, by all means, let them try and do that. Like, we can always find a different deal somewhere else that's just as consistent. It might be harder, or it might take time to find it, but you know, we can always pivot and make something work.
Exactly, and that's why I have been in talks with Wyatt. They're the Lumber Co.'s new CEO. He and I have a very close relationship. He's a good friend of mine, and that is why we can either do an exclusive contract where they only buy materials from us, or he said he always wants to come to us first no matter what, and if he needs to buy elsewhere, then he will, if like none of us are around or if we don't have materials. But now we're gonna be the first people they go to, and even if we have higher prices than other people, which we don't, because a lot of people are selling for 9 and 10.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Nobody's selling cheaper. They're either selling exactly what we're selling at or for more. And they're not going to just go and sell cheaper because of Chang'an. They might tell Chang'an, hell yeah, we're going to sell cheaper, Chang'an. We love you guys. And then as soon as they leave, they're going to go sell for the normal prices. They just don't want to be bothered, you know?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, the CG can offer is protection from themselves.
Right.
And that's not even guaranteed. Because they could have one of the random fuckers that's not even part of the core group or whatever, and they don't know who the fuck you are, and they'll still rob your shit. So,
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly.
I
And
don't
it's
really
not
think
even
anybody will go to their
intimidating. It's not even intimidating because they've stopped robbing like they were before with the chain robberies back to back to back for like an hour straight. We haven't lost any materials in like, I don't know, it's been weeks really. So I'm sure they could start it up again, but I think those guys just get so distracted by all the other people they can rob as well.
I mean, based on the threat that they were making, it could have just been a threat. I don't know if they'll actually do it, but I mean, talking about like hunting people just if they say no, just for purely existing.
Seems like a
I
lot of
could definitely
effort.
see some of the lower employees, you know, flipping just out of fear.
They won't. I'm telling you,
How
they
much
won't.
worse can it get? Like,
Yeah,
it can't
like
get worse than what it's already been.
exactly. What
Yeah,
are they
I
gonna do
agree.
different? They've already been doing this for weeks. Like what can they do different? They're gonna do nothing. And I'll tell you guys right now, they're not gonna give a shit in a week. They probably don't give a shit already. I doubt they followed up with any of this. You know what I mean? They probably already moved on.
One of the guys at my team got ocean dumped 5 times in the same week by them, and he still works every day.
Exactly. Yeah.
Amen. Amen.
Amen. One with the trash, I'll hail the holy trash.
holy
He's a
trash,
true
baby.
believer.
Also, we didn't even mention this. This electricity shit. The demand is gonna go up. At least for the circuit boards again.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Because
if
everybody's
we
gonna
want
need
to talk in like
electricity.
hypotheticals, like materials are always going to go in demand at some point. I mean, you never know when the next guy is going to want to make a new gun or solar panels or just random shit. You know what I mean? There's always going to be a need for materials.
Who knows? Our next, I mean, it's just a hypothetical, like you said. Who knows? The next business we could be seeing open up is some sort of electrician company who could be our next contract. You never know, you know?
Yeah.
But, yeah, how are you guys feeling about the contract with the Lumber Co? I think we should go with it. I don't see any downsides, to be honest, especially because we all have excess materials. I believe you guys have a good relationship with them, just like I do.
How much did they say they
Yeah,
buy
so
at?
I mean, I already sell to
Cheaper.
Jack, so like I've already been
Yeah.
selling to Jack whatever access we do have.
It's just like guaranteeing. You know how with Mosley's we kind of guarantee them that we can fulfill all their orders. It's basically like that. And when we can't, then they'll go get materials from elsewhere. We're basically gonna be their first stop.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down. 100%.
Perfect. Well, if we're in agreement with that, then I'll have a conversation with Wyatt later, and I'll talk to a lawyer too. I mean, we can do word of mouth, but I feel like if we're gonna get a business proposal and start it officially and whatnot, I think we should be getting these agreements and contracts with lawyers soon.
That's what I was gonna ask. You don't
yep.
actually have a written agreement with anybody, right?
No, we don't.
We do with Mosley's. We do, yeah.
We
Okay, there's
do?
an actual contract with them?
Yeah, there is.
Okay. Making sure that it's
What's
Yeah,
the
we've-
contract, if you don't mind me asking?
Fuck. I mean, let me bring it up. I mean, I did this with Mosley's like, I don't know, week 1 in the city. It's just pretty much, it just pretty much goes over, it's the right of first refusal agreement is made entered into the date, blah, 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 blah. Lang Buddha representing blah, 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 blah. Mary Mushkin representing blah, 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 blah. It essentially entails that they buy from us and only us. We sell to them and only them. But if they can't, or if they deny like whatever excess we have to sell, we can go and sell to others.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
Mind that? Can you send that to me, and then I'll write up something similar for the Lumber Co contract, and then also, I don't know. I think now that we're so set on, I mean, I guess it just depends on inflation. We can say as of right now, the set price is $8 per, and if we come to any, we can have conversations later, yada yada, and decide on new prices later on if needed. But if they stop buying at 8 per, let's say if somehow prices go down, which they shouldn't, because I mean, if anything, we're gonna see inflation, then maybe, I don't know. Well, I have to figure something out. I would love if you could send me that contract. That way I could just go get another one written up with a lawyer. What lawyer did you go through? Do we have a lawyer?
I used whatever lawyer they had. I think it was James Hayes or some shit.
Okay, I'll just hit up Damian Tinkerman.
Yeah, I mean, hit up any lawyer works. I mean, it's just a simple contract, really. Just make it so.
Just make sure you read it.
Yeah, just make sure you read it and just make sure it just outlines that they buy from us and only us. And if they deny whatever supply we have to sell, we can go to others.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Alrighty, and that leads us to talking point number 4.
I know there's more.
Material prices, pay raises, plus the mayor.
Oh
so
my
apparently,
God.
the mayor has been able to determine how much materials we get out of our compactulators and the recyclers.
Clear. We don't actually know for
Oh
sure.
yeah, so we gotta confirm it. So that's on my agenda for today. And also because if he has so much control over the material market, I just feel like it's not stable right now. I think us sanitation workers deserve to be paid more per promotion that we have at the sanitation yard like these other jobs do. If we can't rely on material prices to stay consistent, then we need more job security. So I'm gonna also discuss getting us better pay depending on better promote, like whatever your title is with Leo at the sanitation yard.
Yeah, 68
How many
per
gold
job
stars
is
you
just fucking
have?
ridiculous at 300
Yeah, it's
stars.
ridiculous.
Yeah, I think the first thing we got to do is just confirm that the mayor can actually do this, and then
Yeah.
I mean that kind of changes everything if he can.
I'm gonna blow his phone up so much, like call him
massive.
once an hour at least.
Yeah, I mean if
how I
he
got
can
hold of him
actually
last
do
time.
this shit, it kind of changes a lot. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out.
So that is everything on our agenda today. How are we all feeling about it?
I mean I feel pretty good.
Alrighty, I think that's all of our problems kind of dealt with. All good meeting, boys. It was good to see you, Mr. Lang, Mr. Luciano.
Yeah,
Sorry that I was gone the
remember,
last week before.
No, you're good. Let's just try to keep this. At least try having a meeting like once a week. And
Yeah.
and I think this mayor, his term comes to an end soon. So I'm hoping with the next mayor, like they actually put an effort to allowing us to actually run a business, and it means something. So it kind of seems like things are kind of trending a bit that way right now. So we'll see.
Perfect. And I do think the main days, like when all of our people can make it, are Saturdays. So if we want to make Saturdays our main meeting day, that would be perfect. Because like Jason,
yeah, I mean Monday to Saturday I'm around. So
yeah, Jason couldn't be around, but Jason can be around earlier on Saturdays, and it's very good to have her at meetings because she's the CFO, the numbers person. So
all right. I mean, yeah, if we want to moving forward, we want to start doing Saturdays. That's cool with me. That works with everybody.
perfect.
Yep.
Perfect.
All right. Hell yeah, guys. Good shit. Good meeting.
Good meeting.
See you guys. Thanks.